discovered it was Kirk Hammett. Good afternoon, Wild West guitar fans. I was asked to kind of show off my own personal guitar, and this does have an interesting story to it. This here is a 1998 Gibson Jimmy Page signature Les Paul model. These guitars were made starting at the end of 1995 and were in production until the end, or about the end of 1998. And people who are familiar with this guitar will notice there's a couple things a little bit different. I've changed the original bridge. This is a bridge a friend of mine gave that's made out of a little bit lighter alloy, and I just love the way that the guitar kind of sustains. And everyone familiar with these guitars will know that they had a pickguard with Jimmy Page's signature on there, and I didn't want it to wear away. The story behind this guitar was I was starting my career at the Guitar Center in Hollywood. In 1998, I started working in the vintage room there. In December of 98, I got a phone call, and after talking to the individual about 20 minutes, discovered it was Kirk Hammett. And over the course of several conversations, I ended up selling him several guitars. And he asked me what I think would possibly be valuable that was being made in 1998 that would hold its value, that he would have fun playing. Even though he wasn't playing a lot of new guitars, he was looking for something brand new. I knew he was a huge Jimmy Page fan. So I mentioned this guitar. He agreed. We didn't have one at that time at the Guitar Center in Hollywood. So I actually was able to find an example in another Guitar Center store, and we just drop shipped this to him. I didn't think too much more about it. This was back in 1998. You know, I just continued doing what I was doing, selling guitars, and just kind of enjoying life. Then in August of 2015, head of Guitar Center's vintage department, Jack Hetherington, who was working with me at the time, actually at in the vintage room at the Hollywood Guitar Center when this guitar was sold to Kirk, so he was very familiar with it. And he had come in from a guitar show from Orange County. He's like, check this out. We open up the case and he says, this was the guitar that we sold Kirk Hammett back in 1998. And I was like, interesting. And if you might remember, in August of 2015, it was shortly after Kirk had purchased the Peter Green, Gary Moore burst, Greenie, which he is a proud owner of and playing all around the world on the 72 Seasons Metallica show. That actually gets here to Los Angeles this upcoming weekend. So another friend of ours who was there when the guitar was there, he looked at me and says, well, the guitar's come back. That means you gotta buy it. And I hadn't even thought about it, but I'm glad he talked me into it. I was able to buy it a couple months later. Guitar Center allowed me to make payments on it. And I own it to this day. It's really one of my favorite guitars I've ever owned. And it just has, besides these guitars are known for the 21 different tonal combinations you can get by the push-pull potentiometers. And I tell you, Kirk played this pretty hard. Actually, all the marks that are on the guitar, except for one small one that I actually put in the binding here by mistake, actually were kind of playware from him and whoever he let play it during that time period. But great guitar. Just always have loved the necks of these instruments. This is actually the third Jimmy Page that I've actually owned. This is without a doubt my favorite one. And that's my main guitar.